Yes, yes, yes. We are here. We are here, and we appreciate you challenging us as you have tried to put into place the concepts of the information we gave you about the deja vu, in terms of if you could see from a perspective point of January, the future events of May. And we see that you have pondered it deeply in terms of, well, is there many possible different lifetimes? And you pick a path of the most appropriate one to land in May. We say it doesn't work like that. There's always going to be, from your experience, January, February, March, April, May, and how you have that future experience. We check in on future experiences of you to make sure this is in alignment to what is appropriate for your perception of experiences of living in linear earth experience. And so if we did jump ahead to look and see forward from your perspective, well, we are not in your timeline. We are advanced beings who see all, and we see you already. We see the vehicle already on New Earth. And so she is only consciously still experiencing the Earth experience in her 3D human body. And so, from our perspective, we are checking in that she is still using her free will appropriately. You don't understand the power of using your 3D free will randomly. While there is no such thing as truly randomness, you can suddenly get so disheartened that you can completely put yourself off your life purpose. And if you are using your free will to sever your life contracts to move forward, you could be in a different projection. So we say you can go off your original intended path with your 3D free will. And so we check in regularly to make sure you are still stepping forward. We have seen many changing their life contracts due to the heavy use of their free will, severing their expansion of frequency vibrations, their choices that they're making, having assumptions that they naturally will graduate to go to the new earth. It's not always given to those who have not done enough of their own inner work. It's significant what the soul needs to do here. No one comes to earth to not learn anything, to not grow from anything, to not expand upon. And while you are advanced souls, while you all source, you still want to honor the process of everything that you can have here to explore upon and learn and grow from in the 3D dimension on Earth. And so some of you have the attitude of, well, I am source, I get to go anywhere I choose. And we say, for those beings who are important to others in this human life, you are going to be their ambassadors to the new earth. If you do not mingle well with others, shall we say, if you do not, if you are not of service to earth, then how can you be of service to new earth? There is a significant purpose, and not all souls want to go to new earth. It is a core energy value that one must have. Again, you're of being of service to the new earth. And this is part of what we could consider a immaturity attitude for those people not wanting to be of service to themselves, to honor and heal everything that they need to overcome from limitations of self and from limited perspectives of self. And so those who are not wanting to do their own inner work and really not empowering others and inspiring others, your shift is being impacted because you are removing yourself from the collective of the community that the new earth has been provided and having that foundational structure for. We also can see that others who wanted to just go home to their home planet after this earth experience have stepped in and become powerful, influential, energetic leaders to not only their communities, but also in their working lives. And so they are now choosing to have new earth experiences because they know they can assist with the transition and be able to assist with the beginning stages of acclimatizing to the new way of life. Not only the frequency that you are holding naturally within your own vessels and your light bodies, but also being on a new planet, on new earth. There is much to be said, and it almost seems like there is lots of fast changing life contracts for many who, while they can appreciate and love their families, aren't being as much of an impact as they were supposed to be in either groups or congregations or something to make those people understand when they shift that they have someone that they recognize, that they have someone that they believe and trust and understand to be able to help them explain what the new earth is. It is much easier for you to hear the information after you have shifted from someone you already know and trust and respect. And so this is significant. Those ambassadors must be ready for their roles. And we have seen many times that it hasn't been quite as supported as they need to be. And we want to make sure that this shift is seamless and not as traumatic as we have seen in potentially other experiences. So we have made sure to empower people more and inspire people more and awaken people more to this, as so many have chosen to not keep going with their life contracts, and they are actively so distressed with their life contracts that they're using their conscious minds and their free will to sever all connections. That is their choice. There is no punishment for that. But from our perspective, we need others to be able to step into their roles and to be able to help support all. This is significant for the experience. And so the question that you posed upon us was questioning more, and we replied back to you when you're not channeling us, but the sense that you got from us, which was correct when we said to you, life is an illusion anyway. And so we can look forward easily to advanced timelines, advanced conscious mind, conscious experiences. We have been able to connect in with you when you have moved forward in your days and weeks. We have already had many conversations with you in what you would perceive your future. And so we understand where you're at today, where you're trying to understand what is actually the concept of life as an illusion. And we say, well, the fact that you are not human, really, you're just playing the life of being human, that is a big illusion. Because there is much more to you than just this human life that you feel you are singly experiencing. So there's many illusions. While it is a very real and valid life that is counted for, there is much to be said about the perspectives of how your lives are an illusion. We understand that when we are speaking to you through the vehicle, we're giving her much more understandings to be able to consciously grasp what we're trying to say to her. And this can be helpful, but we also know that all the information we give her is not always spoken. Because we're giving her so much information, it is hard for her to speak at all information that is given to her, because there is so much information shared, and so it is a big smorgasbord of information. She's trying to figure out what's the information. We are overloading her senses right now with information because there is another vehicle. There is another vessel. No. We are sharing with her information that she wants. She didn't realize she wanted, but we're confirming that the other vessel is also getting simultaneous information, so she should be able to connect in with them on a conscious mind, because they are also confused about the information that they're getting. So we wanted to push this into her awareness now to confirm, to have that connection. We were also wanting to say there is another soul who wants to come in, but she is tired of having to use her name to get people's attention, because she is saying you should always have attention on all the information that is shared through channeling, because it is always profound information. When you choose to be able to get over your fear, stop Mr. Stupid blocking you, and grow. And she says that she is appreciative of everyone who is expanding and exploring themselves, and she feels honored that you use her work to be able to find access ways to be able to communicate with your own selves and your own past lives. And she loves that everyone who is choosing to experience this are growing at such a rapid rate, and this is exactly what she had hoped that humanity would have been able to have access to more. And she's always encouraging people more to have sessions, more. Ask questions. Isn't it fantastic and wonderful to be able to ask questions and get the information that your soul surely desires? And she is also saying that she wishes that there was more people talking about a transcension shift than just the ascension shift. And she said, if you are just listening to people who are only talking about the ascension, then you know it is just an expansion of consciousness awareness. And there is much more to be said about what needs to happen here on Earth for a very significant reason, and it is the transcension of humans. And you are seeing many people shifting, as you are seeing many people are what you would think is exiting. And this is in my book. It is happening all around you. The shift is happening all around you, and not just the ascension, but the transition is happening and has been happening for many years. So when you are trying to understand what information you should be trusting to understand moving forward, how you should be growing in your spirituality, it should be about all and not just the ascension. It is more than just the ascension. It always has been more about the ascension, and I have expressed that in my books. And you know that you can have access to this information yourselves when you have sessions yourselves. It doesn't matter what labels you call your sessions. The sessions will always be able to give you direct connections to your guides for you to be able to understand the most appropriate information that you need to hear and feel through yourselves. This is a time for you to feel and hear yourselves. Now, relax into the sessions. They are marvelous and wonderful and enjoyable, and they are such great healers because you are the healers. So when you find out what you're doing to yourselves, you can actually release yourself from that because it no longer serves you. It is exciting times for you when you're wanting to find the bigger information that you know you're seeking. Because when you have the bigger information, it comforts your soul. You have the inner peace and you know it and you feel it because you understand all is well. And you're actually looking forward to the shift for you to transcend because you know it is a beautiful transition period of evolution. There is nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be afraid of. I have said this to you many times before, and I will say this to you again. There is nothing to be afraid of apart from your Mr. Stupid that can sometimes protect you with love from all the things that you should be facing. and exploring and empowering yourself with. We're going to ask the vehicle to turn off this recording now, as we have information for her privately.